with stops and everything, it made it a longer trip, obviously. But yeah, we had two. Yesterday, we woke up and we went to the beach at like 7:30 a.m. And then we got on the road at like 8:30 coming back. So yesterday we drove starting at 8:30 a.m. from Pensacola, Florida. We stopped in Baton Rouge to have lunch with my family, and then kind of made like a couple stops at gas stations or whatever along the way. Oh, Icy, I did. I did Icy. I was able to stop in at a Market Basket. I wasn't planning to, but um, I was able to stop in at a Market Basket with a smokehouse, and I got some sausage and boudin. And yeah, we're gonna have some sausage and boudin. And I haven't. I think my brother before had got the got some of the different flavors. They've got some what's it called? They've got some different cheeses. Used to they just have like jalapeno and cheddar, but they've got pepper jack now. They've got pepper jack cheese mixed in there too now, and I'm super excited about that. So yeah, I had to. I didn't even have a cooler, but I was like, yeah, they'll have a little foam, a little styrofoam cooler in there. So I got that. I think it was like only $5, and got the freezer stocked again with sausage and boudin. So yeah, lidar. This stuff from Louisiana, you can't like not even in Texas can you find this stuff. And this is from a little local grocery store called Market Basket. Um, but yeah, we exited in just a random exit, and right off of the interstate, I was like, oh man, it's a Market Basket. I wonder if it's got a smokehouse. Sure enough, it did. So I couldn't pass up on the opportunity. But this stuff is super special. Notice the people with red names get ignored more in my chat because my bot is red and the community is red. I feel like my brain has gotten used to. That's an interesting point, Arc Heroes. Yeah, like Stream Elements is blue. What's crazy is sometimes Arc Heroes people's names they're like in my chat sometimes we've got Builder's Mark and Build a Builder, and they are both the same color of blue, and that can make things sometimes challenging for me because a lot of times, like right now, when I just quickly look at chat, I see No Doubt Big Trout is the powder blue, I see Momo is purple, Icy is orange, Lidar is purple, but like a lot of times I'm not even always reading the names. I just quickly look at the color of the name, kind of skim it, and then actually read the message. So definitely the color of the name like is used a lot more than I think is always or than is immediately um, obvious or whatever. Yeah, what's up, Moose? Scrambled, not poached. No, scrambled and scrambled with a blender, not just like a little. We're not just talking about using a fork, Moose. This is like fully put in an egg beater and like with one of those high powered two-prong beaters and fully completely scrambled. That's what the brain is feeling today, Moose. But yeah. How's it going today, buddy? 10 or 11 commissions already, Trout. That's amazing. That's amazing. Market Basket Smoke Boudin is top notch. Oh, Icy. The Smoke Boudin. Oh, you know what I forgot though, Icy? My grandma used to like oh man, what's the brand? It's something gold. Something gold hot sauce, but it's hot sauce with horseradish in it. And that used to be my favorite. I don't think I can find it at um my local grocery store. Yeah, it's something gold brand, and it's the hot sauce with horseradish, and that's my favorite to put on boudin. Boudin, you put a Ritz cracker, some boudin, and some of that horseradish hot sauce. So good, but any hot sauce works well. Yeah, the SWK definitely exists in Louisiana for sure. They can blend a lot, Trout, for sure. I'm blue, but that's right. That's right. Lidar is purple. Are you sure? Did you ask Lidar if he identifies as purple? You just seem like no. He is obviously presenting as purple. So unless he wants to tell me that he identifies in some other way, I am I am going by what he is presenting by. We need a 1-inch walnut strip on the outside. We need a 1/4-inch maple strip here. And then that looks like a 3/4-inch walnut strip. Strip on the inside there. And then I think that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-inch. A 5-inch strip of cherry on the inside. We'll have to cut that down a little bit, so. How to get canceled 101? Oh my goodness. Lidar can let me know. Can let me know if he wants to present as something else, and obviously we'll respect it. Obvious. Oh man. We just hit the 2 hour. Oh, we're over the 2 hour. We're at 2 hours and 7 minutes. And now my head hurts. Now my head hurts as I stand here and I've been talking straight for 2 hours. But it's gonna be okay. Oh, you're just jealous of the joiner? That's fair. That's fair because I have been loving my joiner, planer, and the new bandsaw too, Moose. The bandsaw is, I haven't used it in like a week or so, maybe 2 weeks at this point. I did get a new blade for it though, and I'm really excited about the new 1/4-inch blade that Charm Kitty Cat was so nice to get me. But yeah, we gotta get back to the bandsaw action again here pretty soon. I'm gonna joint all of these edges real quick. Hopefully they'll glue up a little bit better, and then we'll go to the table saw and make a few cuts. You guys ready? 2 hours. 2 hours into the stream. You guys ready for the first cuts? All right, let's go. Let's go. Not even those 3 tools keeping me from doing the trendy YouTube thing and making stuff out of pallets. I don't know if I'm going to be getting into the pallet wood game. That seems like way more work than I'm willing to put into I don't know, these projects. I like virgin wood. You know what I'm saying? I mean I will reuse stuff if necessary, but I like a nice virgin piece of wood. I guess I'm just spoiled like that. Although I did, of course, just collect a lot of trees, but technically that hasn't been used before. But yeah, it's too easy just to buy lumber. Speaking of Market Basket, I picked up some lovely ribeyes from there. Ooh, sounds good, Icy. Enjoy that, buddy. Hell yeah! Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Like pretty clean pass. We'll just joint all of the edges, or just one of the edges. On each of these boards. Ooh, sorry, I didn't fix the exposure on this camera. Roastrin. I haven't trained them so long. That means we joined it again. God, how? And maybe that'll be the side we cut off. I like this other side. That side instead. What's up, Shan? How's it going? 20 is here too. Anyone know how to get a baby to take a nap? Asking for a friend. Oh, 20. How's it going? 20. What's been new? It sounds like maybe a few little issues here and there, but what's been going on, 20? Are you back at work now? I'm assuming. What's it probably been? I think. Oh, it was born. Your baby was born on least my birthday week, right? Um, so it's a little over a month now. Congratulations. You've officially been a mom for a month. That's super exciting. Sing Rihanna, that's Momo's secret. But you know, I'm uh I'm assuming that yeah, there's been a big learning curve. 5 weeks today. That's amazing. That's amazing. We're so happy for you, 20. Um, I'm sure that there's been a lot of challenges, but I know that this was a long time coming. So uh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know any secrets. I don't think that my yelling probably helps, but it's great to see you though, 20. Shan, we were talking a little bit about the bookend challenge. I know that the time is running out for submissions. Shan, do you have any idea um, on when the review show and all that is scheduled for? You think it's going to be late this week, early next week? When what's your idea on that? What's up, House of Hondo? Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you today, Hondo. 3-6 or 3-7. Okay, perfect. So early next week. It sounds like. Look forward to that. Stand on the outfield side and pull instead of push to get a flatter, more accurate cut. Okay, I'll do that next time. I need to move the camera, Tom. I'm a little. A damn bandsaw over here, and my stack of wood is really cramping my style over here. I need to get all of my logs cut and get this space cleaned out because this bandsaw is supposed to go back up against the wall, out of the way. But I don't know. We're just doing what we can. Ollie during the day. Oh, a big old bork storm. Oh. Well, it was interesting. We were talking with a friend this weekend who, um, I guess her baby is maybe like a year and a half, maybe two. I don't know if Walnut remembers. But yeah, she was talking about the different stages of that she's seen of her baby, right? And I guess we also talked. One of our friends was sitting in, and she's got a baby that's not a baby anymore. She's got a daughter who is, I think, 9 or 10 at this point. So it's kind of funny listening to them and hearing their experiences. The girl who had the 2-year-old, she was saying that she kind of misses the infant stage because she knew um, that the baby pretty much only needs like one of four things, right? If the baby was crying, you knew it was either hungry or needed a diaper change or wanted to be picked up. Um, or it was just content to kind of chill in its little area, right? It couldn't crawl, it couldn't it couldn't run around, it couldn't talk back to you. And that's kind of what the friend who had the older daughter was saying was that you know that talking and walking, like a lot of parents, and probably especially new parents, right, really want their kids to get to that stage. They're excited about their kid running around, and then all of a sudden they start getting into everything, right? And you got to like lock up all your cabinets and make sure that you don't leave anything out that they could eat or mess up. And then once they start talking, kids, not only to you, but she was saying how kids will just start like spreading your business to everybody. Things like, well, my mom doesn't wear a seatbelt all the time, or just some of the random things that kids will sometimes spout off. So if that is any sort of consolation, maybe to what you're going through right now, um, maybe even though Ollie is not sleeping a lot or all that stuff, maybe there are some bright sides to being in this stage. What's going on, Tink? Welcome in, Tink. I gotta say, I've got a lot of respect for you for driving as far as you did. We had like I don't know, a 14 or 15-hour day yesterday, and we actually did two like 15-hour days and driving, and it was a challenge. So, and you had probably like twice the distance that we had to go. So, um, yep, yep, yep. Welcome in, Sync. Hope you had a good weekend. Gonna have some bark scorpions in that log stack? I hope not, Hondo. I'm actually scared of what bugs may be in there. Now I hope there's nothing like scorpions in there. I hope that there's only at worst like some bugs that are just chilling in there. I know I've seen some ants, but I'm hoping that there's nothing worse than that. But please, please no scorpions, please. Just notice the cam is kind of in the way by standing in the outfit side. You're more likely to push down on the flat. Right. That makes sense, Tom. I appreciate. Thank you for providing that feedback. I do appreciate that, Tom. That's what makes me cry too. I know that this is the easy part. No, no, no. You got this, 20. You guys got this. I'm sure like every stage has its quote unquote easy and difficult parts. So boy, don't worry, it just gets worse. Yeah, Momo's got a lot of experience. Mommy has a vibrating lights. Senkai. Oh my goodness, Senkai. Driving is a chore for sure, right? Yeah, I personally I felt like I was okay for the majority of the time until until we were about 2 hours from home last night, and then I kind of hit a wall that I just couldn't. I was ready to get out of the car. I guess we'll just say that. But it was a great trip. Our friends had a great wedding, and we they liked all the stuff that we made for them. So a piece of cherry's gone, and we definitely were a big part of making it happen too. We spent like the first night we got there. We went out and had like some drinks and dinner with them. Um, and then like we got back to their house and they were like, okay, we need to do a few things, and we wanted to help them. So like, all right, what can we do? And all of a sudden it was like, okay, well we've got all these full like bouquets of flowers and stuff. And Walnut and the girls like sat down and made a like flower assembly line where they made all the arrangements and stuff. It's like, okay, well there's one thing, and then what else do you need? It's like, oh, we got to make all these candles for for gifts for everybody, for all the guests and stuff. So I helped, make all the candles and stuff, and then it was, loading all of the chairs and getting all those set up at the venue, and they didn't have like anybody coordinating it or whatever, and so we had to do a lot of that ourselves. It was fine. It really was fine. It was just a lot of work, and it wasn't a relaxing wedding until like 3 a.m. And by that point we were already pretty tired. Totally gets worse. Oh no, Tink, we can don't be scaring 20. We can't be scaring 20. Used to have property next to Coda. We used to get those pesky bark scorpions in the house all the time. Nothing like skip it. Oh, yeah. Hondo, I feel like thankfully I don't see too many scorpions here, but I know a little north of us. I used to have some friends who lived a little bit further out in like the country or whatever, and they would always say how they get scorpions in their area. Yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm good on the scorpions. And yeah, Hondo, that Coda area is definitely a little more out in the country, right? Although soon it's probably just going to be, part of Austin, right? Not as far out as it used to be. Oh, to finish up with my saw stop story, they wanted me to replace the arbor block in here, which would have required taking off the whole cast iron top and and doing that, and then also doing a lot of work on the inside to remove the old arbor block, to wire it up. Um, and they were wanting me to do that, and I was just like, this is a lot of work, and I think I'm gonna have to have my brother or friend come over to help me lift off the table surface. And like, I don't. This may be a permanent solution, but I'm not really interested in spending a whole day and potentially multiple days doing this. And so, like, what can SawStop do to kind of compensate me for this? And they responded and they said, "Oh, well, we'll just send you some of the breaks that work right now, and we'll continue to work on an alternate solution." So I don't know. We're still there's still no permanent solution to fixing my saw, but I really wasn't interested in removing this whole table surface, trying to make sure that the arbor block and the table go back in square and everything. But yeah, anyways, it's still a mess on the table saw. Last hour and a half for the longest, yeah. Gets better than worse and better than worse then. Yep. Who knows? Who knows, Shan? You got kids that are a little older, so you've been through it all too, I'm sure. Or maybe you haven't been through it all yet, but you've been through a lot. I'm sure the first can be maybe the most challenging, just because you don't really know what you're getting yourself into, and what all the solutions are. At least with the second, you kind of know. Do you have a Shannigan's melon? I do. I do, Momo. I do very much have a Shannigan's mallet here. The Bam Scorpion. This can be a Scorpion Bammer as well. Yo, Shot Dog, I saw it. It shouldn't affect yours. They said it only affects a very small percentage of these PCS saws. I think you got a PCS as well. I saw whenever I think Random Tinker rated into you a few, maybe last week or the week before. I was watching you set it up. Um, but yeah, mine has got some sort of defect in it to where the newer style brakes don't work. I guess they work temporarily, and then they start throwing out all kind of errors, and and no longer work. So, um, yeah, I don't. It shouldn't affect you. I think that whatever problem in the arbor block exists, it should be resolved by this time. But how are you liking it so far? It's a great saw. It really is. Like, other than that little defect that I'm going through right now, it's an amazing saw. But yeah, I've been going through this with him for like 8 months at this point. So West sold and left for all the Cali New Yorkers came in. Yep, it is super crowded down here at this point, Hondo. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like going to downtown Austin too much. But yeah, anytime we do venture into that area, or to the popular areas like the Domain and places like that, it's insane how many people are here now. Super expensive high-end saw. They're kind of making you do all the diagnostics. I know. I I think I could. I think I could get them to send me a new one, but it took me 2 days to set it up. I mean, Top Dog, I don't know how long it took him to set it up, but it's a I don't know. It's a big process to set it up, and I want to be compensated for that. Like, if I do, at one point they wanted to offer me like a few things. For the arbor block replacement, they said that they would send me a blade set, and I was like, I don't want I don't want like two of your very mid blades. Like I and blades aren't even that expensive. So um yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think at this point. I want them to do the labor if or compensate me in some way. But yeah, the procedure I could bring it up, but it would probably just bore everybody. But the procedure to replace the arbor block, and if you don't know, the arbor block is what it's what is I believe that there's a pulley that goes from the motor to the arbor block, but the arbor block is what the saw blade actually attaches to. So it's inside of the cabinet in there, and so yes, you got to take off the front rail. You got to take off the cast iron top. You got to take off the side portion over there. All of that's got to come off, and I don't know how much this cast iron weighs. But this cast iron surface is super heavy. Just one of the wings. It comes in three pieces. So you've got the two wings. You've got the middle portion that you've got to lift off. And I'm sure together, I don't know if 500 pounds is too much, if that's an overstatement or not. But it's maybe like 300 pounds. Anyway, it's way too damn heavy. Um, and yeah, it's probably not probably more like 250 or 300. But anyways, um, it's a beast. And like I said, it's not only taking it off in a quick like bolt on, bolt off. You got to get into the control box. You got to take all the wires out of the control box. Uh, uh, put in the new ones, and I was just like, man, that's gonna take me a long time. And worst case is I do all of that work, put all the saw back together, get it calibrated again, and all of a sudden something is wrong. Right? That was my concern. Um, if I was like really confident that I could do this kind of work and 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 get it right the first time, maybe that's one thing. But what if it gets worse after it? And what if like what if I don't wire it together perfectly or don't don't assemble it just perfectly and it gets worse. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The slider table does seem nice, Tom, but I think it adds like a significant uh width to the table, like 2 to 3 feet. And I don't really have that in here. So originally that's what I was going to ask for. They were at one point they were trying to offer like overarm dust collection that would come on top here. Oh, you lose the leaf? Oh. Oh, so you take out this panel here? Okay, I see. Well, that's something at least. But they should send you a new one without that issue. Yeah, they should come pick it up for the return without you disassembling it. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. To install this and get it calibrated takes a long time. I don't know if y'all remember, I assembled a lot of it on stream. It took 3 days for me to assemble, but yes, the weight of the cast iron would be the biggest issue. Yeah, yeah, I think it probably took me like 3 days as well, Shop Dog. Trying to get like the cast iron on the table to be relatively flat. Trying to get like corner to corner relatively flat across the table. Trying to make sure that your fence is set up parallel to the blade. All of that stuff takes time to calibrate. So I assembled it once. I don't really want to assemble it all again, but anyways, yeah, it's a mess. At this point, how many breaks do I have down here? How many breaks have they sent me to try to fix this issue? Let's take a little look. Come look at my bottom drawers down here. Come let's see, what camera is this? Camera 3?
Camera 3.
Oh yeah, this drawer is blocked by the table saw, but we've got one version 1.7. We've got two version 1.7. That's the one that fired and that I broke. We've got a version 1.6. Got another 1.7. Yeah, I've got 4 breaks that they have sent me, and none of them worked. So, yeah, maybe my compensation is going to be to sell these. Maybe we're gonna have a flash sale on saw stop brakes. I think these are each like 120 bucks. Maybe we'll take we'll put them out on the market for like 90, 95 because they work in every other saw. They work they work in the others. Save them for later after it's fixed. I don't think that these are ever going to work in my saw lidar unless I replace the arbor block. But yeah, they're going to have to come out with version 1.8, I think, to be able to fix it. So these are pretty much worthless to me unless I make that jump. And I think they're sending me 2 more. That's their solution right now, is to send me some of the old style. But they were complaining about that, saying how they would have to, special order them and get them custom made for me. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. That is a solution that's going to keep me up and running. Where replacing this arbor block is going to take at least a day or 2. So the Boyd edition brake, that's right, Drake. It's a mess. It's a mess. That is a day problem. Lidar, and that's why I've been frustrated. Is I feel like I'm having to drive this conversation, and I feel like I don't feel like it should be the other way around. It should be them trying to find a solution for me, and yeah, they just keep coming up with more excuses. But anyways, let's glue this panel up real quick, and we're probably gonna need more clamps than what we got, but or than just these 2. But let's test out the new Rockler panel clamps. Man, I'm gonna get sore throat again after today. The squeakiest wheel gets the grease. That's true. And I've probably been too nice to them, high tech. You know what I'm saying? Probably cut them too much slack, but yeah, they just keep making excuse after excuse. And I think I forgot how to use these. Hold on. Let me take a look before I've got some instructions. I've only used these clamps once. I know that they can be a little bit tricky. Bit of tailstock in each bottom rail, setting the pin 1 or 2 grooves larger than the final clamp is not a problem. The clamping is in range. Lay out the boards for your panel on the bottom rails. The boards don't fit. There's a lot of extra space. Adjust the tailstock as necessary. Apply glue to the edges of the board in position of clamping. Work on 1 clamp at a time. Grab the top rail. Orient it so the teeth are facing up towards you. Lift. Okay, so I think we take this top rail off. No. The safety feature is on, Tom. The safety feature is on, but only the old style of brake works. They changed. If you look at these, if you look at the brakes that don't work in here, they made a major hardware change. If you look at the capacitors in there, you can see this bank of 4 black capacitors. They went from like one large kind of red maroon capacitor to this bank of 4 black capacitors. And any of the brakes that they've sent me so far, at least, that has these capacitors doesn't work in my tool. Doesn't work in my saw. So yeah, they haven't been able to find out why. They have changed the symptoms that I see, but they haven't been able to completely resolve the issue. So, and the issue is either with the fence too close to the blade, or just over time, something is building up and causing the saw to think that I'm touching it or that it's detecting a touch rather than just sitting there staying idle. So, but it'll still fire. Um, if I accidentally touch it during operation with the correct brake installed, it'll still fire. But yeah, it's just not compatible with the newer brake styles. Okay. So I think we can put these in here. This here. Get that staged. Then we can do our glue up here. I think it said to do a little test or position it to where this back one is as close as possible. Not as close as possible, maybe 1 or 2 notches wider. So do that. Hopefully, I mean, high tech. I think yours and Shop Dogs are both probably safe at this point. Oh shit! But I was lucky enough to get one that doesn't work. Has this flaw. What's up, JP? How's it going, JP? You been messing with your new laser at all, bud? If so, how's it been going? It was fun to get you going with that last week. If y'all didn't see, JP got a new. Well, yeah, Mama, you may be interested in that one too. But JP got a new Omtech laser, which is very similar to the laser that we have, just a little bit newer model. But yeah, it's a 50-watt CO2 laser. Has an upgrade to his diode laser. And yeah, he was having some fun with it. I believe that was last week. Yeah, man. You need to have safety machine to work with. Yeah, and it needs to. The problem is, Charm. The main problem that's been existing is, if the safety mechanism fires, and I need to replace the brake, I would not be able to find one locally. So essentially, my machine would be down until I contacted them and they arranged to send me the correct brake. So thankfully, they're sending me two of the brakes that actually do work. So that's good news, I guess. But yeah, it's not a permanent fix. Been a blast. Can't thank you enough for all your help. Yeah, for sure. What a night and day difference. That's how I felt too. I was kind of the same way. I wanted to save some money, so I started with the diode laser and messed with it for a couple weeks, and then was like, yeah, this is not it. The lack of exhaust, the lack of a lot of the features that you get with the CO2 laser made it to where it just wasn't the right machine for me. So yeah, I absolutely love our laser now. So yeah, that's awesome, JP. I'm glad you're enjoying it and getting some use out of it. And the good thing is that those don't break the bank. You know, I mean, yes, it's a few $1,000 investment. Yes, it's not super cheap, but it is going to be something that I think will last you a long time. And yeah, it sounds like with the commissions you've already got, that it's going to be something that you're able to make the money back on pretty quickly. So yeah, that should be a really good tool for you. Laser, I love it. Yeah, yeah, Momo. And I mean, yours definitely didn't break the bank. Because Momo has got free use of the laser. So but yeah, Momo, you should check out the one that JP has got as well. I mean, it's like I said, it's essentially ours. And I think JP was able to talk to Omtech directly. Maybe he's not sharing all the details on stream. But maybe Momo, if you want to have a little chat with JP, maybe privately, JP could talk about a little bit on what he did to work with Omtech and maybe get a little bit better deal. But I think even new those machines aren't, they're not terribly expensive. Easy to make money back on. Yep, yep, and the customization and all that stuff. We did a little ring box and stuff for our friend's wedding this past weekend, and just being able to add like on the inside of our inside lid of our box, we added this little laser engraving here with their names. And by we, I mean my wife, Walnut. Um, and then on top of the ring box, she added kind of the matching laser engraving. And then also she made the signs like this using our laser. So typically, you'll see a lot of people using a Cricut or something like that, which those work great. But there are safe vinyls that you can also cut on the laser, and she was able to get some of that and make those signs. So yeah, you'll have to ask her, Momo. But like I said, I think it's just a laser safe vinyl that doesn't produce whatever. I can't remember what happened. Like if it's fluorine or something like that that's produced whenever you cut normal vinyl. But there are laser safe vinyls out there that you can use to make stuff like that. So much for that to the Cameo. Yeah, yeah, and it's really quick. I think she still had to use like the transfer tape or whatever, but I think it maybe a little bit of a struggle, but definitely the laser part of it was quick. Laser runs about 2K. Yeah, they've gone up in price, and maybe with some of the new features that they have, JP, the price has gone up. And I think again, you got a CW 5000. We just have a CW 3000. And just like I think at our time, they were running about $1,400 on eBay. But yeah, obviously everything has gone up in price recently as well. So yeah, they're great machines though. I really do. I love our laser, even though Walnut gets a lot more use out of it than me. Eco-friendly vinyl. There you go. Chlorine gas. Okay, chlorine. Yeah. Stuff that not even allowed to be used in wars, right? So little is chlorine gas mustard gas? Is that what that is, or is that something else? Anyway, not something good to inhale. Creates hydrochloric acid. Bad for internals of the laser. Yeah. And bad, I think bad to breathe in too, right, RC? What's up, RC? Welcome in. Good to see you here today, buddy. So yeah, just be careful. That's kind of the risk with the laser, is you want to like laser everything that you see, but you do have to be a little cautious about the materials that you use and making sure that your ventilation you got proper ventilation, because it can be dangerous. We always ventilate ours outside, but still, the ventilation is not perfect. So even venting outside, it's not a great idea or it's not a good idea at all to do unsafe materials like that. I do not wish to inhale chlorine gas. Nope. Toxic crap, that's all you gotta remember, right? Stickers are in the mail. Nice, Momo. We'll check on those later this week. The logo one. Sticker packs next. Nice. Bad all around. Yep. Got an envelope, moistened adhesive today for sticker mail. No spit for you? Ew. I like to up the exhaust power, but that's it. So yeah, JP, ours came with a like an internal fan, but yeah, our exhaust power was not great either. So we upgraded to a an inline fan. If you want the specifics on the one that we use, I can send that over. But yeah, it was one of these inline fans like this. Yeah, that one's an industrial one, but you can find them cheap on eBay or whatever. Something like this one here. I don't think it was an 8-inch. I think it's a 6-inch. I think it's a 4-inch. Yeah, maybe something like one of these. But yeah, if you want the one that we have, it does a pretty decent job. Um, yeah, let me write down a note to send that to you later. JP inline fan. Yeah, we probably bought it 5 years ago, so they may not sell the exact one, but should be good. Oh man, I wanna say so many things right now, Lidar, but I'm gonna resist. We're not gonna go down that. This is such a non. I mean, this is such a wholesome stream, such a wholesome stream that we have here. Had a laser for 15 years, hobbyist, paid it several times over. Universal VL 300 35 watt. Wow, wow. The universals are great. So yeah, 15 years laser. That's great. What's up, Colleen? Welcome in, call. I gotta bring up some pictures. Let me do this glue up real quick, and then we're gonna bring up some pictures because I finally saw that your pups got their snow, and they looked really happy. So. Thanks for sharing those in the Discord. I'll bring those up, and if I forget here in just a second, remind me. But let's add some glue on here. Yeah, those universal lasers. It was like back in the day, right? RC. It was just Universal and Trotec, pretty much, right? And those things were super expensive, like tens of thousands of dollars, right? But obviously, very reliable and something that you could keep for many years. So. Probably, replace the laser tube and stuff like that every now and then. But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because yeah, that technology in like the early 2000s was very early. So be able to have it for that long is great. What have you done, RC? Do you have a Instagram or something where you share your work? I'd love to check it out. We've had ours for maybe 5 years at this point. I think 2017 is when we bought ours. But I did use it a little bit at a makerspace before then, but nothing too crazy. But mostly we make now. My wife makes a bunch of earrings and oh shit, stuff like that. We'll do engravings on our projects, but I don't know. I need to utilize it more, to be honest. But my wife makes good use out of it. Light our best star. Save it for after streams, yeah. I need like a post stream show in Discord or something. I actually did hear a streamer say that. I heard it. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody I don't think I listen to normally, but they were saying that after their stream, they were going to go to Discord to hang out and spend a few hours in there. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, we've been going pretty long on streams recently, so and typically I gotta go make dinner and do a few things like that. But I kind of thought that was an interesting way of doing it, like show support or be able to hang out with the community in voice chat or whatever for a while after the stream. Yep, call. They looked very happy. Although Bentley, whenever he had to come inside, did not look so happy. But I loved his bib and everything. Always the cutest. Haven't had a chance to play with this week. Been making wands at 3 commissions. Hell yeah, JP. Congrats, buddy. That's awesome. All kind of stuff. Laser pins, cut 18, Baltic purchasing for a lot of things. Plaques, acrylic, anodized aluminum. I use Cymark. Yeah. Yeah, I've got some Ceramark, right? Ceramark, I think. I've got some of that as well. Although I don't think I have the metal version. Maybe I do. I know I've got the version for glass, and we've done some projects with that. Yeah, that Ceramark's really good stuff. Sure. Universal and Epilogue. Then you went full industrial if you had to replace the CO2 cartridge only once. Wow. Well, that's great then. Thanks. I know those things aren't cheap, especially probably from those companies. But yeah, I've just got like a Chinese clone or whatever, and for our needs, I think it works. It works well enough. So I think we put these through here. I've only used these clamps once, so I actually don't know what I'm doing. Fully, at least. To go out a little bit more. Okay, there's that one set in. And we've got to set this one in. If y'all are curious, these are some new Rockler clamps, Rockler panel clamps that they have released. And these are their smaller versions that I got as a Christmas present. So they're great because they put pressure in 2 directions. They act like cauls and clamp the boards down. Oops, I need to push this one up a little bit more. As well as put side pressure on them with these gray bars here. So in theory, they look great. They look perfect for this kind of glue up. But I haven't actually done a full glue up like this before, so try and straighten up one of the sides at least as much as possible. Tighten things down. I think the more pressure we put here, the more caul pressure it puts. So these are not fair at all on the ends. We may still have to use some cauls on the ends. Maybe we just need another set. I want to get a 100-watt plus laser now. I've been looking at the Boss. Yeah, Boss is a great one. I looked at them as well before. Whenever I was considering my laser, it sounds like RC. You've got a lot of business and can probably justify it, but I think they typically run. It's easy to spend $10,000, I think, on a Boss. So for us, that was just not something that was in our budget at the time. Still really not in our budget too much, but I think OnTech is a great one. They've got a Glowforge clone called the Polar, I believe. That somebody in our community, that Chevy guy, has actually purchased recently, and we are waiting on his review of it because it seems like a good machine, something brand new for them. But yeah, it looks it's undoubtedly a Glowforge clone. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And yeah, you can buy it directly off their website and get their support in that way. So to Garthy, what's up, buddy? I was mentioning you earlier. The trip was good, my friend. The trip was good. We just got back late last night. It was quite a drive. I'm not gonna lie. It tested my patience for sure on the way back, but overall it was good. We did get to stop in at the beach once in Pensacola. On the way back, we decided that we couldn't go all the way to Florida and not put our feet in that sand at least one time. Um, yeah, it was a solid trip. Our friends got married on Saturday. So we arrived on Friday evening. Went to like a little happy hour or whatever for them, and then they needed a lot of help to get everything kind of together, and uh, I don't know, like we had to do the flower arrangements, we had to do their party favors and everything for all their guests. Of course, the girls were like, getting ready and doing all those things that girls do on their wedding days. We had to set up their chairs. We were like an integral part of making their wedding successful. So, yeah, I was really hoping to meet up. Cosmic Giant is somebody else who also is in our community and lives in Tampa as well. And unfortunately, I wasn't even able to meet up with them either because I didn't. We just had no time, and our truck was being used. So it was a really really busy weekend, and honestly, we didn't even get a chance to breathe hardly. But it was a good time. I like Tampa's vibe. Um, I think they were pretty central. Walnut, are you there? Do you remember the district that they were in? I like the little area that they were in. Had some cool little local bars and spots to hang out, and it was a good time. I'm sad that there's someone else who lives near Tallahassee. No, not Tallahassee. Gainesville that I wanted to meet up with as well. But yeah, with the timing of everything, it just really weddings are just a lot, and I think I forgot that before our trip. But weddings are a challenge, especially when it was one of my wife's really good friends. So we did a lot, like I said, to help them, and wanted to make sure that they had a good wedding. But it was a very very full schedule. So disappointed, but hey, what can you do? What can you do? Seminole is like 5 minutes from you. Wow, they were yeah, damn. They were yeah, like 3 minutes. I think like 3 miles from the Buccaneer Stadium. So I really wanted to go check that out as well. But man, it was it was too much. It was honestly it was kind of too much. We made it work, but damn it, 5 minutes. Unfortunate. They are going to be moving back to Texas, I think, later this year, but it would be fun to visit them again. We're definitely flying though if we go back because yeah, that damn 18, 19 hour drive said it kind of got to me later in the day, but it was a good time. What the hell is happening with these clamps? That's unfortunate, Girthy. I'm sorry to hear that. Highly recommend flying. Yeah, F. I I don't mind driving like 6 hours, 8 hours, but yeah, the first day we drove from Austin and we made it all the way to Tallahassee. We started at 7:30 in the morning, and then we got there like at 10:30 at night, and then yesterday we started in Pensacola, and then again like we felt like we had to go to the beach. So we took like the 20-minute drive to go to the Pensacola beach. Hung out there for just a very short amount of time. And then yeah, I didn't get back here until like 10:30 last night. So it was quite the adventure. Did you do any fishing this weekend though? It was really really nice weather. Blue skies. I mean, a little warm, definitely like in the in the upper 80s, if not 90. But in the mornings it was really nice. They actually lived like right off of a river that was down there, like 2 houses away from the river, which was really cool. So we got to spend a little bit of time, you know, right there next to the water. But it was unfortunate that couldn't meet up with more people. But yeah, RC, to go back to your point too, what's it called? Um, Omtech does have a 100-watt laser, over 100-watt laser that I think they're relatively affordable, especially compared to like Boss and those as well. You didn't mind the drive all night? It wasn't the worst. I think if we would have been able to get some more sleep and maybe get a little bit further the first night, I mean, the night after the wedding, because we didn't end up being, we went to sleep probably at like 3:30 or later on Saturday night, and then woke up kind of early on Sunday, hung out with them for a little bit, made lunch, and then didn't end up leaving until like 2, and we were tired on Sunday. So we drove from Tampa to